I had to go to work and was trying to get off the phone in a hurry. I mentioned the work responsibility to him and the fact that I had to get off the phone. His immediate response was, "You need to stop being handcuffed by your job. Instead, you need to learn to master the art of doing nothing." I hung up the phone and those words or that phrase anchored into my brain and I couldn't get rid of it. I struggled with the phrase because I had no idea how one mastered the art of doing nothing. As time passes by, there was this battle of epic proportion going on in my brain, and I had to find a resolution in order to end that saga. It was almost like the Iliad was taking place in my brain, and I was the character from the Odyssey who was trying to find his way home. I had to find some answers. Somebody mentioned that earlier that Google is your friend, so I decided to use Google. And in quotes, I put in, "Master the art of doing nothing." One of the first entries or result in Google was a book by a guy named Tom Lutz. And the title was "Doing Nothing, A History of Loafers, Loungers, Slackers, and Bums in America." The author tackled his son's laziness and looked at the work ethic of past generations and this present generation. Since his book was 384 pages long, reading it would require a lot of work, and that would go against the theme of doing nothing. So, I briefly read the reviews, did the Cliff Notes thing, and determined that this would not resolve the battle that was going on in my brain, so I moved on. Next, I saw an article in Newsweek Online that really piqued my interest. It was by a writer named Anna Quindlen. The piece was titled, "Doing Nothing is Something." Well, interesting. Very interesting. The writer claimed that the lives of American children are so overscheduled that they leave no time to be bored. And being bored is when children are more creative. She also stated that parents are so scared of boredom that they schedule time for unscheduled time. I didn't get that concept. And it did not help me in my quest. So guess what? I moved on. I decided to take a look at different occupations. Occupations where the practitioners seem to have mastered the art of doing nothing. The first one I looked at was politicians, or politics. But with a 74% of doing nothing approval rating, politicians have a lot of work to get back into the good graces of the people that they represent. Therefore, politics or being a politician would not solve my problem. At that point, I'm convinced that mastering the art of doing nothing is only a pipe dream, unless you want to become a complete vagrant. Providing for your family, doing an honest day's work, and mastering the art of nothing, they didn't go together. They're like maybe oil and water or something. Until over the summer I was in upstate New York and one of the family members brought in this book, or this magazine rather. See it? Real simple. And in there I thought I found the answer to my problems, or mastering the art of nothing. There was an article entitled 10 Ways to Enjoy Doing Nothing. Well, I had it there for a minute. I'll tell you about the 10 ways in a minute, but I also discovered something I thought was much more important. In that article was, the writer mentioned there was a group of people, or a community of people, called the idlers, who have mastered the art of doing nothing, and they will teach you how to master the art of nothing, or of doing nothing also. Wow, that's very good. So this is how they do it. Number one, and I'll talk about the 10 ways to enjoy doing nothing now. Banish the guilt. You should not feel guilty about having downtime or doing nothing. Number one. Number two, you have to choose the right role model. The article mentioned John Lennon was a great idler. He spent a lot of time in bed doing absolutely nothing. Number three, sketch a flower. Drawing a flower makes you look like you're busy, but you're not doing anything really. Number four, go wandering. Wander around without a purpose. Lose yourself in doing nothing. Number five is my favorite. Play the ukulele. This instrument looks like nothing, and when you play it, you look like you're doing nothing. Number six, bring back Sundays. Start observing the Sabbath. Number seven, lie on your back in a field, or if you don't have a field, go to number 8. Gaze at the clouds. Cloud spotting, as it is called. Number 9, take a nap or indulge in the siesta. So every human being's right to take a nap after lunch. And number 10, pretend to meditate. All of these would have been perfect, except you cannot do these things on a daily basis and keep a job. So I found myself back at square one. I came around full circle, and in order to find some clues, I decided to go back to my friend. My friend's dad is a painter, and he either inherited those genes or they were nurtured, because he's been a painter most of his life also. He started teaching when he was 16, and he got a real nice retirement package in his early 40s. He doesn't have a family, and therefore not a lot of responsibilities. Wow, I should have done that in the first place. That would have saved me a lot of time, effort, and even that battle that was going on in my brain. But then I thought, well, all you have to do to master the art of doing nothing, don't have a family, find something you absolutely love, wake up every morning excited about doing that thing, and even if you weren't paid to do it, you would still do it without hesitation. That, if I figured that out earlier, it would save me a lot of time. But here's the kicker, ladies and gentlemen. I've just gone through a 7-minute speech almost. I didn't introduce one new concept, one new thought, one new idea. There wasn't even an aha moment. I guess I'm better. I'm well on my way to mastering the art of doing nothing. Thank you.